this video, you will learn how to configure a supported routing path for Google APIs that bypasses your custom firewall or proxy. Previously, we looked at a very simple path for Compute Engine instances to reach Google APIs and services using private Google access. But in the real world, enterprise networks are rarely that simple. A common security pattern is to route all outbound traffic through a custom next hop, like a self-managed VM that acts as a firewall or a proxy server. While this secures your internet traffic, it creates a major problem when communicating with Google APIs. When you route Compute Engine traffic to services like GCS or file store via a firewall VM, the firewall becomes a performance bottleneck. This setup often results in network congestion, causing throughputs to drop, latencies to spike, or in the worst case, drop connections. The solution here is to configure a static route so that traffic destined for googleapis.com and other Google Cloud domain names can bypass the proxy server. Most of the API endpoints for cloud services like cloud storage, compute, file store, BigQuery, and many more are all subdomains of googleapis.com. There is, however, one big caveat. Network routes are configured using IP addresses and not domain names. This web page provides a comprehensive list of all the IP addresses and subnets that are reachable over the public internet space. As you can see, Google Cloud resources are not hosted on a single server with a single IP address. You cannot feasibly maintain an allow list or static routes for hundreds of shifting IP addresses, which effectively makes them a moving target. First, let's confirm this scenario applies to your environment. Go to the Network Intelligence Center and create a connectivity test. Give it a label such as Route to Google APIs, select the VM from which the network traffic will originate. Then we'll use 199.36.153.8 as an example target IP address for the googleapis.com domain name. When the test is complete, click on the name to view the results. We can see that the network traffic can successfully be delivered to the Google API server. However, the path shown here indicates that the traffic will be forwarded to another VM. If the connectivity test shows that the packet's next hop is anything else other than the Internet Gateway, then that means your API traffic is taking the wrong path to get to the Google API server. To fix this, we need to do two things. One option is to configure the Cloud DNS server to resolve all subdomains of googleapis.com to a single domain name dedicated for private Google access called private.googleapis.com. Then, we will configure this domain name to be reachable on a static set of 4 IP addresses. Note that you can alternatively use restricted.googleapis.com if you need to use VPC service controls, but the configuration logic is identical. Here's how it's done in practice. Go to Cloud DNS under Network Services, create a private DNS zone. Give it a name like Private Google Access, and use the DNS name googleapis.com. Select one or more VPC networks that this zone should apply to, and then click Create. Next, create a standard record. As a DNS name, simply add an asterisk. Select CNAME as the record type, and private.googleapis.com as the canonical name. The asterisk acts as a wildcard to include all subdomains of googleapis.com and redirect it to private.googleapis.com. Finally, create one additional record set. This time it will be of type A. In the DNS name field, type in the word private. Then, add the 4 IP addresses 199.36.153.8.9.10.11. With this completed DNS configuration, any request to googleapis.com or its subdomains will always direct network traffic to private.googleapis.com. which can be reached over these static 4 IP addresses listed on this record set. With this simplified DNS configuration, we can then create a new static route. From the VPC network page, go to Route, and then Route Management. Click Create Route. Enter a name, such as Private Google Access, and then the network that this route should apply to. Use the subnet mask 199.36.153.8/30 as the destination IP range. Set an appropriate priority so that it takes precedence over any other route that may interfere with the network traffic flow. A lower value has higher priority. Finally, make sure that the next hop is set to be the default internet gateway. This configuration tells the VPC, send everything to the firewall except traffic for these Google IP addresses. Send those directly to Google. Go back to the connectivity test tool and rerun your test. We can see that the network traffic from the client VM to the Google API server is still reachable. However, this time the next hop is the internet gateway. Congratulations, this verifies that your new DNS settings and network routes send traffic directly to the Google API servers. For the full list of compatible private Google Access services, including those that offer direct connectivity support through VPC service controls, check out the documentation linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.